Hi, I'm Linda Semensky, and I'm here today to talk to you about storytelling and character development, which are very important to us here at Duolingo. You might be wondering why. What do storytelling and character development have to do with language learning? After a career in television animation, I found myself thinking about what was next for animated storytelling. Thanks to advances in technology, animated characters are not only turning up in film and television. Many of the most popular apps and games also feature animation. For Duolingo, this means character-driven stories and funny, well-timed visual gags to enhance language learning. So apps are turning out to be the new frontier for animated characters and shorts. If you consider the start of animation on each platform throughout the history of entertainment, what helped make that animation popular turned out to be the beloved characters who premiered on those platforms. So film cartoons had Felix the Cat, Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse. TV had Hanna-Barbera characters like Fred Flintstone, Yogi Bear, Scooby-Doo. The animation renaissance of the late 1980s brought us primetime animation like The Simpsons, and cable offered us Rugrats, Doug, and Beavis and Butthead. So now, Duolingo has a world of characters and funny stories on the app, featuring Lily, Zari, Oscar, Eddie, and more. The characters at Duolingo guide you through the language you're learning, while also starring in stories about their lives and their friendships. We've long known in TV that funny stories and characters help you learn educational material better. If you're laughing, you're learning. That was something I heard all the time. And it turns out that language learning and storytelling fit together perfectly, creating an experience that is both immersive and a lot of fun. But how did Duolingo get here? Well, when we first launched stories, we saw that learners really enjoyed them. They blew through them and constantly asked for more, faster than we could write them. So to meet this demand and to write as many stories as we needed, we had to create a well-defined cast of memorable characters to write about. And having recognizable characters from one story to the next helped build an entertaining world inside Duolingo that people could connect with. So characters with more compelling personalities lead to better stories, and their quirkiness helps make the app a lot more fun. But they're also great for propelling learners through the app. As you get to know the characters and start to care about what's happening in their lives, you want to find out more about their relationships, their goals, their backgrounds, and why they do the things they do. Like, why does Lily seem so annoyed all the time? As you make your way through a Duolingo course, the language in the app begins to get more complex. And as your mastery of the language improves, the stories and the interactions between the characters get more complex as well. So not only do we offer hundreds of funny, engaging stories, they're also designed to be understandable at your current level. So that helps you feel a huge sense of accomplishment, that you're able to follow a story and get the jokes in another language. So this is all part of our goal to motivate you to keep learning and to see the rewards for all the work that you're doing. You may not even realize that as you dive deeper into the characters' lore and stories, you're tackling this tougher content and learning at a higher level. So as you advance, you'll start to see new and more complex formats, such as journal entries, personal letters, or even some reviews from our characters. These different kinds of texts allow you to know the innermost thoughts of our characters, not just what they say to each other, but, for example, what Lily thinks about the local performance of Romeo and Juliet. Spoiler, it's not as good as Space Viking 2. We're also working on giving our characters long-term arcs that stretch across these language levels. So we hope it'll feel like you're watching a sitcom unfold as you progress through a course. So you might see Lily and Zari sort of band, think about college. Perhaps Eddie finds himself in a real relationship that lasts longer than one date, or maybe Oscar's art will even finally be appreciated. And we try to have all of this feature irreverent humor, relatable situations, and character archetypes that are recognizable to people everywhere. We look for stories about universal themes and relationships that exist across cultures. So we can take on the comical ways parents and their children relate through stories about Eddie and Junior, Lynn and Lucy allow us to look at intergenerational relationships and how grandparents always want the best for their slightly unmotivated grandchildren. And we go deep into the relationship of best friends Lily and Zari as they get through high school, attend parties and dances, perhaps even start a ghost hunting business. So how do we do all this? We work with a team of writers, many of whom write for other media like television. And we approach storytelling using best practices from television series development, an area I know well. We've developed what in animated TV is called a character Bible, describing the personalities of each of the characters. We make sure each character has a full set of traits, personal interests, and a unique outlook on life, as well as some real flaws. And we make sure each of the characters has clearly defined goals and motivations, and we give each one challenges that they need to overcome, some sort of roadblock that keeps them from easily achieving whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish. We want our characters to be authentic, believable, and recognizable, like Lily, our introverted and unenthused teen. Now, you might know someone like that. She seems not to care about anything, but she secretly cares a lot. In fact, she cares so much that she's worried that people might make fun of her. So she tries to seem like she doesn't care at all. But one thing she cares deeply about is what her best friend Zari thinks. Now, Zari is optimistic and overachieving, and she feels things in a big way. And when you pair a snarky 16-year-old with a super enthusiastic and excitable friend, suddenly there are a lot of funny stories to tell. So we've noticed Duolingo fans getting excited about our characters' lore and piecing together their backstories. When we revealed in December's monthly challenge that the bear's name was Falstaff, many of you got really excited. And that was exciting for us too. There's more of that to come, along with lots more storytelling with our characters on the way, including animation, some of which you might be watching today. All the work we're doing on developing the characters and their backstories and arcs adds a fun element to learning on Duolingo as you work towards getting better at the languages you're learning. And we can't wait to see what's next for the Duolingo characters. They've already surprised us with the lives they've taken on in the company and with all of you. So thanks, everyone. And Lily, I hope I didn't tell our DuoCon attendees too much today.